You're listening to Short Inspirations from Ralph. There is nourishment in encouragement, part 4. There's no doubt about it. Encouragement can feed your soul. It has this incredible power not only to nourish a person, but a little bit of this stuff can indeed last a lifetime. It has for me. The right word at the right time in the right place has installed in me many years ago this thing called hope and the sense that God is with me. And that's why I took on my role as a pastor way back in 1987. I knew because I knew because I knew that God was with me. And much of that came from a moment in time when someone said something that meant a huge amount at the time. And as we've said, the encouragers may not even remember the occasion. So when opportunities pop up to bring encouragement, my encouragement to you is to not take such opportunities too lightly. You see, you may be the last messenger of hope that someone is to hear or see. In Proverbs 25:11 it says, "The right word at the right time is like a custom-made piece of jewellery. Apples of gold and settings of silver," that means. And in Proverbs 3:27 it says, "Never walk away from someone who deserves help. Your hand is God's hand for that person." And so we see that this word encouragement, which puts courage into the recipient, has this great value. It's very precious. It's like a currency, as we've said before, that is valuable. Good, genuine praise and inspiring language. It's like a spirit of encouragement that you carry around with you, and it has everyday use. Like we said last time in Proverbs 16:24, gracious speech is like clover honey, good taste to the soul and quick energy to the body. It's like a spiritual can of V or Red Bull. One of the unseen or unspoken things about gathering together, as in a church sense, is that it is a cauldron. It is a place of encouragement. So that's one of the reasons why people come together. And in Hebrews 10:24 it says, "And let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching." That's interesting, because we could say that if we don't meet together much with other Christ followers, then we may miss out on encouragement. It really is a beautiful thing, this thing called encouragement. There is also another thing that encouragement does. It charges the atmosphere. It changes the atmosphere. It brings hope into a gathering of people. It's like spraying some nice smelling stuff into a stale atmosphere. In Acts it talks about Paul preaching a sermon, Acts 20, and he preached a really long sermon. He started early evening and he was still going at midnight. And there was a kid sitting in a window who fell asleep, and he falls out of the window 3 floors and dies. And Paul goes running down and throws himself on him and prays and says, "Don't worry, there's life returning." And they all go back upstairs and he keeps preaching until daybreak. Yeah, you'd think he'd get the hint. But not Paul. He wouldn't let anything stop him. And in verse 12 of chapter 20 of Acts, it says this, "And they brought the young man alive, and they were not a little comforted." I love that. The atmosphere was totally changed in that place by the looks of it. You see, encouragement will change the atmosphere in your house, your home, your workplace, and in your own life. God bless you.